Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the expansion Boston Blazers. And just as I start recording, my phone beeps because that's the way we roll here on Around the World Sports, right? Anyway, it is Saturday, May 1st, and things are not going well for your young Blazers squad this season. 11-17. Injuries are mounting. Hitters are not hitting. Pitchers are not pitching. It hasn't been a good start. We lost McCade Brown again for the entirety of the season. Juan Then is now injured with a pending diagnosis. Jody Large's injury has extended. I don't know when he's going to be back. We lost him 5 games in. Arenado's hitting under 200. Marte's hitting under 200. Galiz is still not hitting. There has been some good in the starting pitching, at least. We called up Wilfredo Aguirre when we put McCade Brown on the injured list, and he's done a real nice job. You can see his rating spiked once we called him up. 3-0 in 4 starts, 30 strikeouts, 5 walks in 23 innings. So Little, Jackson, and Aguirre. Jackson just needs to go deeper into games, man. He's pitching 5 innings in every game because he's throwing actually, he's not throwing a lot of pitches. Why are we not leaning on our pitchers more? What is going on here? He doesn't have a pitch count. So let's go to here, and we have the slow hook on, so they should be letting our pitchers go, but they're not. But you can see offensively we're still bad. Our pitching staff hasn't been great. Defensively, we've been fine. So I'm hopeful that it's just a matter of letting these guys develop. You know, they develop in the major leagues rather than in the minor leagues. Players like Cisnero and Germani and VRs and Aguirre to a lesser extent, and Anglesly, letting them develop and get better as the year progresses. Adam Shoemaker is off the DL, and he's not nearly as good as he was before he went on the DL, which stinks. But we have enough starting pitching to overcome it, I think. So yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm concerned that we have no money. And our payroll's going up about $25 million next year. So I'm hopeful that the rest, and our fan interest is down to a 76, by the way. So we're going to have to drop the ticket prices here with the hope of getting more people in. Because our owner's just going to continue to drop our budget until we can. So let's drop our ticket prices to, I guess, $24 and see if that reduces the negative revenue per game. Pitching has been, up and down. Offensively, we're not hitting. Meadows is doing okay. Arenado's, his WAR is all from his defense. Although with a 156 BABIP, you have to think that, that's going to turn around eventually. VR's has been fine, actually. Jordan VR's has been fine. 256, 346, 49, 124 OPS plus. Lopez, not really hitting, but again, defensively, he's doing fine. Cisneros is hitting. Compton, we called back up due to some injuries, and he's gone off to a hot start. Marte's not hitting. Galiz still isn't hitting, but I can't put Jensen in because he's not hitting either. So, and then Germani has been awful. So, yeah, it hasn't been a good start offensively. We're going to do the May, June, July thing like we normally do. So that's going to just be a brief intro, and I'm going to sim ahead, and it will be June 1st here before you know it. Be right back. All right, guys, we're back, and it's just more of the same. We can't stay healthy. We just can't stay healthy. We lost Anglesly for the year. He's out for 3 months, so June to July. Yeah, he's out for the year. So we've lost 2 of our 5 starting pitchers. We've lost 20% of our starting lineup, as Marte is out for 4 weeks again, and Germani is out for 2 weeks. We lost Then for the year. McCade Brown's out for the year. So we just can't stay healthy. Our top 3 pitchers are fantastic. Little, Jackson, and Aguirre are all pitching absolutely lights out right now. But we just can't stay healthy. Starters are doing fine, 4th in the National League in ERA, bullpen's 8th. Defensively, we're middle of the pack. We just can't hit. We can't hit. Again, I'm hoping that it's young players that are kind of learning their way. Viars is doing okay, 889 OPS, but he's really the only one who's hitting. Large is finally back from injury, but he's hitting 213 in his first 100 plate appearances. Cisneros is at 240. Arenado's at 200. Franklin's under 200. We just can't hit. We just can't hit. So, yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot we can do, really. I mean, it's the players that would have value to us, I'm not interested in trading, and the players I'm interested in trading, nobody has any interest in. So, I might be tempted to move Arenado just because of the money thing, but nobody wants him. So we just keep him. And Jackson and Little both have value, but I don't want to trade them. I mean, maybe we trade Noelvi Marte because he can't stay healthy. He gets hurt all the time. But does anybody want him? No. I mean, nobody wants him. And the idea of just non-tendering Noelvi Marte as a 25-year-old just makes me physically sick. So, yeah, I don't know what the answer is. We just have to keep grinding through it, I guess, and hope that because we're not going to be able to do anything in free agency for years. So the hope is that between the draft and between some of the younger players that we have those young players on their way up, and it looks like we do. I mean, Ferruzza's 24. He's got low contact, but he could be a starting outfielder for us next year. He tore it up in 9 games in AA. I already called him up. I forgot about Heinrich. We could call him up when we suffer another injury. Tamar Johnson's coming along. He's up to 2.5 stars. The defense and the speed is there. I mean, even the bat's coming along a little bit, and he's only 22. So, he could be a solution at second base if we have to move on from Marte. Morrissey's a couple years away. We rated the Australian leagues again for 3 more players. We picked up Teddy Naughton, 21-year-old who's fairly underdeveloped, but OSA likes him a whole lot more than we do. So if OSA is correct, that'll be another solid pitching prospect. We picked up Seb Budd, more his depth. He's 23. He doesn't look terrible. Extreme ground ball pitcher could be pretty good. And then we picked up a bat in Blake Buggins. Good contact, good power. So we'll continue to raid the Australian leagues as well. Yeah, we just have to hope that our young players develop and get better as the season goes on, rather than just as the season goes on. So that's sort of the hope here, because there's not a whole lot I can do. There's really not a whole lot. I think we're going to start Meadows and Wright against lefties because Franklin's been terrible. Meadows is one of the few players who's actually hitting the ball, so we should get him out there as much as possible. Galee's starting to hit a little bit. Finally has that average up to 240. Talked about VRs already. Arenado with 14 home runs. Yeah, so I mean, some of the players are starting to hit. And our pitching staff has been fine. Our top 3 pitchers, Jackson, Little, and Aguirre, have all been fine. We put Hauser in the rotation because of injuries, and he hasn't been good as a starter. You can see he's made 4 starts. And I mean, he just doesn't have the stamina for it. He's got a 41 stamina. But the options are limited. The options are limited, to say the least. So, yeah, I don't really know what we do here other than just continue to move forward and hope that we get better. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move forward, and when we come back, it'll be July. Be right back. All right. July 1st, and it's more of the same. We are 34-48. 11-17 in April, 12-17 in May, 11-14 in June. Granted, June was our best month. But we're still not where we want to be. We're still pitching fine. You can see our bullpen is middle of the pack. Our starters are doing pretty good. Defensively, we're okay. We just can't hit the ball. We simply cannot hit the baseball. Some of these players are still coming along. I'm certainly being patient. We have 22-year-old, 24-year-old, 23-year-old, 23-year-old, 25, 23. And a ton more injuries. So we lost Jose Lopez for the year. And then we lost C.J. Boyd immediately after Marte when it got hurt. So just injury after injury after injury. So we still have a lot of really young talent. So, I'm not frustrated. I'm annoyed because I wanted to be better than this. But, so far it's just not happening. It's just not happening for us. So, excuse me, it looks like Johnson's ratings have leveled off a little bit. But again, even if he ends up being a backup middle infielder, I'll take it, which is likely what his cap is. So we'll have him up next season. Yeah, I mean, it's all about the young talent, and it's getting there. It is getting there. I think, though, I want to give Heinrich a shot here. So, Marcelo Perez has been quite bad. Tanner Burns has been quite bad. Can we send Tanner down? We can. All right. So let's call up Heinrich. And let's give him a shot in place of Hauser. At least Shoemaker has a little bit of stamina. Hauser doesn't, so he's better suited as a reliever. So we'll see how Heinrich does with his 3 really, really good pitches. Yeah. So I guess let's quickly take a look at the stats. So Jackson, Little, and Aguirre are carrying us. If it wasn't for the 3 of them, we would be an absolute horror show, but all 3 of them with over 100 ERA plus, all 3 of them with FIPS below 4. They're all striking out more than a batter an inning. They're all pitching really, really well. Jackson made the All-Star team. He was our lone All-Star this year. Hauser's been okay as a swingman. Cotton Game has had a pretty good year. Beck we called up, and he's actually done quite well for us this year. Out of the pen, by far his best season with us. I don't expect it to last, given his history, but Jasiak's pitching well for us. Doval's pitching well for us, although again his FIP is a lot higher, so it suggests that maybe he's gotten a little lucky. But his BABIP's really low too, so I expect that to even out. Perez and Strader, who was our 2nd-round pick last season. I don't want to say we rushed him. I mean, his stats indicate that he's ready, but he's struggling a little bit right now. And then Choi, who we picked up in the offseason he was to be our setup man, but he hasn't been good as a closer. And then hitting, Arenado, it's up to 227, a 462 slug. I mean, his OPS plus is over 100. He's got 19 home runs. He's been fine. I mean, he's been worth the money we're paying him. VR's is coming along nicely. His ratings have even increased across the board, so looking forward to seeing what he ends up as. Parker Meadows is playing really well. He's not starting, but he's getting enough playing time. Marte's finally back from injury. Compton in a part-time role was okay. Galiz still not hitting. Stewart not hitting. Germani's hitting a little better than he was earlier in the year. Cisneros isn't hitting. Yeah, it's just ugly. Even Carter Jensen, he's hitting a $176. So yeah, things aren't going well offensively. So we'll just, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that these young players can continue to develop. So let's look at international amateurs now. So it looks like it's primarily offensive players. Tim Sifu, very good defensively. Jesus Santana. Jaime Sotomayor, I think. Or Tim Sifu. I think we're going to go after Sotomayor. I like the power, the additional power there. Yep. So we'll go after him. And we will start day by day. And we'll get up to the draft. We'll do what we normally do. We get up to the draft. We'll do the draft, and then we'll see if there are any last-minute moves we're going to make. So we win the first game of the month. That's nice. Arenado 3 for 4. Jensen and Maldonado homer. Shoemaker pitches quite well. Game 2 against Miami is another win. So back-to-back wins here out of the chute. in July. You like to see that. Marte 2 for 3. 3 runs knocked in. Carter Jensen has a couple of hits. Heinrich does well in his first start. 3 runs in 6 innings, striking out 8. I'll take it. As we go to San Francisco now to take on the Giants. Can we? Nope. We can't continue our winning streak. In fact, we lose 2 in a row. Make it 3 in a row. Excuse me. First game at home against Washington. And that's a 5-4 win in extra. So we were down 4-1 going into the 8th. And we end up walking it off. We get, is that a pinch hit home run? Pinch hit home run from Compton. We get a home run from Meadows. Galease 2 for 5. Shoemaker goes 6. Bullpen does a pretty good job. 1 run in 5 innings to secure the victory. Back-to-back wins. That's nice to see. 2 hits from Maldonado. Germani. Homers. Germani and Stewart both hit their 5th. Villars with a couple of hits. Heinrich picks up the win. Very good start there. 1 run in 7 1/3. Can we get the sweep? Are we actually potentially sweeping? No, and we lose. All right, so we are 4-4 this month. This happens here at Atlanta, best team in baseball. I suspect a bunch of losses. Yep, there's 1 loss, and then we got the draft. So we win here on draft day. So we're 5-5 in the month of July so far, which is an improvement. Marte sees that average up to 276 as he drives in 3. Villars has 3 hits. Arenado has 3 hits. Aguirre gets the win. 7-3 with a 2.73 ERA for a team that is 14 games under 500. I'll take it. All right, it's draft time. So we're picking 12th. Let's take a look at, let's see what's out here. Oh, wow. Steve Smith. My guess is he goes number 1, but there are a ton of good pitching prospects in this draft. Wow, Eric Keene. Really good catching prospect. There are some good bats in this lineup, in this draft for sure. Smith, Keene, Diaz, all pretty solid. Elias Rios, very good. And then there were a ton of pitching prospects. Yeah, look at all these starters. I mean, we're guaranteed to get ourselves a good player here. Josh, wow. Okay, well, let's just see how it goes. So they take Manny Garib, number 1. Steve Boo Boo Smith goes to the Brewers. Vaughn to the Marlins. Alessi to the Rockies. There goes the catcher. Cromie, I'm hoping People makes it to us. That would be, I mean, I didn't look at anybody else, but he looks like a pretty extreme ground ball pitcher. Callahan, Morrill, Diaz, Warren, Schroeder, and it's our pick. All right. So we're gonna get a pick of a couple. Yeah, right now People is the top pick. I mean, this guy looks like a monster. Good stamina, 5 great pitches. Can play the outfield as well. Let's look at batters. I would love to pick up Rios. I have a feeling he won't be there when it's our next pick, but I can't justify not taking. I think it's a no-brainer. I can't justify not taking Josh Pepple. Yeah, Osei likes him even more. He's a he is a two-way player with that outfield range. He's a starting center fielder as well. So Josh Pepple is going to be the pick, and we will make him a two-way player right out of the chute. So let's just get to our next pick. Did we get lucky? No, I was hoping the center fielder would still be there, but he's not. And a lot of 2.5-star shortstops. Ian Dodge. He's okay. No more really good starters on the board. Well, that's a little. I mean, that was a really top-heavy draft. There were a lot of good players at the top of that draft. Any Sam Stock? Low work ethic. I don't like that. Dylan Adkins. I don't like that. I mean, his control is already as good as it's going to get, and he's not a particularly good hitter, so we'll pass there. What do we got for power? I mean, Sam Stock looks like low work ethic. Good range, error and arm are meh, but the low work ethic is a little concerning. So let's just go back to batters. And let's take the best of these shortstops or infielders. I think it might be Casson Evans. Good range, good error, good infield arm, could turn DP. Dodge is the better actually, I think it's Dodge. Dodge is the better range, better arm, but he's going to make more errors, but he's going to get to a ton more baseballs. I think we're going to go Ian Dodge with the second pick. Yep. Demand is below slot, so that's good. Oh, we can take Evans with our next pick. So, or do we want to go Bryce Rayner? Nope. We're going to go Casson Evans. All right, now let's go to our individual pitch potential. Just want to see if he's actually a pitcher. Nope. What about Devin Bender? Nope. Okay, let's look at pitchers. All right, Chris Williams, Tim Booth. Bobby Taylor only has 2 pitches, so he's not actually a starter. David Leary, no. Again, I'm always looking for young guys, although Tonito Oracion looks pretty good. High work ethic, high loyalty, high adaptability, 3 potentially good pitches. Yep, Oracion will be that pick. Let's keep going. Round 5. Looking for some 18-year-olds. So we go Sam Wakefield. High loyalty and intelligence. His demand is a little more than what I would like to pay. Klaus Wallen. As an 18-year-old, that works. Mike Thompson, no. It looks like that's about it. Ron Owens, not really. Sam Hayes. And we'll take Sam Hayes, too. You can never have too much pitching. All right, let's go to fielding ratings. Find our catcher. John Dusick, high loyalty, high work ethic. Doesn't really have a bat to speak of, but none of these guys do, and I always like taking a catcher, so we're going to take John Dusick. Let's go back to batting potential and look at all players. What do we have left? So we've got Eric Robinson. Yeah, we can take him as a batter. He's probably a 2-star prospect as a batter. Defense, batters only. Angelo Nieves. Yep, Angelo Nieves has enough. I mean, he's only 22, but he has enough of a bat. Good speed, good range. Is there somebody better, though? Doesn't appear to be. Yeah, I'm going to take Angelo Nieves. We'll look at speed. Phil Christensen. Again, he's 22. I don't know if the bat's ever going to develop, but he's fast. He's a good base runner. So we'll take... Oops, not my pick. Now we'll take him. All right, now is there anybody else here that I want to take? All players. Doesn't appear that way. Randy Reinhardt. No. Yeah, we're going to go ahead. Oh, who's this? Dylan Adkins is still there. All right, we'll take Adkins now. It's not my pick. Is he still there? He is. All right, now we'll take Dylan Adkins. All right. and we will call it a draft. So we got some good players. Really like our number one pick, our starting pitcher. I mean, it would have been nice to get that second baseman, of course, but no trading available, so that's not an option. So we will go ahead and offer. Oh, his signability is easy, so let's try to make a little bit of money here. Everybody's easy, so he wants 330. Let's offer him 300. He wants 190. I mean, every penny at this point, right? We need some money. So he wants. We'll just meet his demand. Wallen will meet his demand. We'll just meet the demands of all these players. Gives us that money back. All right. So, Cantero is pitching well. Is it time to call him up yet? I mean, he's only got a 12 control. How's Naughton doing? Naughton's doing pretty well. Oh, he signed Sotomayor. I completely missed that. So let's get the scouting report. Cool. All right. Yeah, there's, again, there's nobody that. Okay, so this number's gone down. We dropped ticket prices and our loyalties down to our fan interest down to a 71. We're gonna have to start winning some ball games here really, really soon. I don't think there's anybody that. I mean, there's certainly nobody that we want to trade for. I don't believe that there's anybody that we want to trade either. Like, McCade Brown wouldn't be a bad player to trade because he keeps just getting hurt. But the return, it almost makes more sense to just keep him because the returns that we're getting, I would take somebody back who was not quite as good if it meant he would be healthy, but not somebody who's clearly significantly worse. Like, you look at some of these names, there's just nothing here. Yeah, there's just nothing here that says to me, go out and get this guy absolutely 100%. Call these Rivertown. That's an awesome name. That is an awesome name. But I don't really need any more outfielders. I got plenty of outfielders. Danny Zimmerman's not terrible. Good stamina, 4 really good pitches. Good stuff. Movement's okay. Control's kind of meh. He's 27. Oh, Perez is hurt. Good. Let's just keep getting everybody hurt. I mean, we got a lot of talent on this team. A lot of 3.5 star and up talent on this team. I don't even know what I'm looking for, I mean, with elite stuff, back end rotation, yeah, I mean, McCade Brown is just so much better than all of these players. Gunnar Hoglund, he's not a starter. I mean, that 39 control or that 39 stamina means he's not a starter. He could potentially be a starter. Ginn's not a starter with that stamina. That's sort of the issue we're running into here. Again, that Hansi Morel, I mean, he could be a starter. He was a starter for the last 2 years. Meh. Is there anybody else that I may want to move? I mean, does anybody want Juan Then? I mean, he's out for a year, but does anybody want him? Because I can't afford to pay a closer $3 million next year. So is there anybody who is comparable to him? Maybe a little bit worse? I mean, maybe we can do something like this where we trade Galiz, we pick up Langlier, who's better defensively. Can we get a pitcher from them as well? Got a relief pitcher you want to give us? He's 24. They're both 24. You want to give me a Francis Lopez? Not even close. I mean, would you give me a Nate Wagoner? I am serious. What if I included Galiz? Does that change anything? No. Okay, so you want VRs in return. Okay, so you can kick rocks. What about Andy Tavares? Okay, I don't want to give up any of those players. All right, so nothing yet. So we will sim ahead till this day, and then we'll kind of readdress. So let's keep going here. So we look to take this series against Atlanta, and Perez is out for 6 weeks. The injuries just keep piling up. Kalish is not pitching well in AAA. Trey Taylor's pitching well in AAA. Let's give him a shot in his 98 to 100 stuff. Why not? What do we have to lose at this point? All right, let's see how Game 3 goes against the Braves. And Jody Large gets hurt again. And we lose to the Braves. First game against Milwaukee. A 2-1 win in 11 innings. Again, pitching hasn't really been a problem. Germani with his 6th home run. Galiz hits his 7th. Heinrich goes 7 innings, 1 run. He's pitched really, really well. I'm glad I called him up. Game 2 at Milwaukee. It's a 4-3 loss. So what are we? That's 4, 6, and 7 this month. Can we win this game and go to 7-7 for the month? We can. All right. So Sotomayor, 2.5 star overall. That's fine. That's what I thought he was. We score 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 9th. Little goes 6, doesn't get the win. We get another home run from Germani, who's starting to hit a little bit. He's starting to hit a little bit. Now we have 3 against Arizona, and then we'll pause and take a look at some potential trade issues or trade situations as well. So we've won 3 out of 4. Again, it's our pitching staff that's allowing us to do it, but we've won 3 out of 4. VR's with an RBI. Aguirre goes 6. Bullpen does their job. Game 2 against Atlanta, or Arizona rather. Another win. So 4 out of 5. We are 43-55 on the season. So Galiz with a 3-run homer. Arenado drives in a couple. Brady Council, who we called up because of injury, is 6 for his first 14. He was an 18th round pick back in 2021. Shoemaker gets the win. Okay. All right, so let's finish this game against Arizona, against Arizona, and then we'll go back and we'll look at potentially making another win. So it's 4 in a row, 5 out of 6. We scored 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 8th to pull this one out. Heinrich doesn't get the win, but only gives up 2 earned in 5. Bullpen does their job. A home run from Compton. Meadows has 3 hits at the top of the order. We get Large back. He's just having a year to forget. I mean, he put up 3 wins as a rookie. This year he's on pace for 0 WAR. But so far this month, 10-7. So 10-7 this month. Pitching staff still getting it done. The offense is rough. So maybe we do what we did last year and we take a look at how's Peppel doing. Oh yeah, we need him nowhere near rookie ball right now. He needs to be up here. Ian Dodge and Casson Evans. Let's disable. And I want to... Josh Hardy. He's 2.5 stars. All right, we'll just call him up there, I guess. I'm curious. I'm concerned that Quintero's never going to develop. So let's see. Let's see what we can get for him. I'm okay making a move like this now if it means we can get a better a bat. So far, it's not looking promising. That's not looking promising. We're getting some relievers who are also potentially hitters. Jaden Melendez. I like him. Really good catcher ability. What else we got in here? Joel Boyd isn't terrible. Braden Holcomb, we've had him in multiple Let's Plays, and he generally doesn't work out, but he looks pretty good here. Another good catching prospect, number 37 prospect in baseball. Tejada. I like Mota. Luis Mota. I like that. That's a power bat right there. Power hitting second baseman. You don't see many of those. So the Pirates might be a team we can work with. I'm going to keep that in mind. There's something I want to try before I go back and take a look at specifics there. So if we add Galiz to this, what does that do? It looks like we get some more major league ready type players, which, I mean, isn't a bad thing. I mean, we're at a point where getting some major league ready players wouldn't be terrible. Carson Williams. Theo Gillen, a 21-year-old. Wow. Okay. So we can make something happen here. We can make something happen. I'm okay trading with the Cubs. If I could get Carson Williams and Theo Gillen, I mean, that would... Whoa. Okay. Here we go. Peyton Puckett, a 25-year-old. Not a very good second baseman, but, man, he's got... I think that might be the way we go. Will they give us Meyer, too? Can we get Meyer and Puckett? Let's see what else is available. But right now, that's the winner. Dylan Post. Luis Rodriguez, just elite eye, but I don't really need another outfielder. My catching situation's in decent hands with Carter Jensen. All right, let's go back and talk to Detroit. Because Meyer is a passable shortstop as well. Can we get them both? Can we get Puckett and Meyer? We can. Okay. So we can get Peyton Puckett and Marcelo Meyer for Angelo Quintero and Jesus Galiz. Can we get them for just Quintero? We can't afford. What happens if you retain? No, Detroit can't. Okay. Okay, so they will accept this offer. This, to me, feels like a no-brainer. It means that we would then have to turn around and trade Noel V. Marte, but we get just an absolute monster at second base with the bat. Defensively, he's not very good. At shortstop, we would get Marcelo Meyer, who is, again, passable. And maybe we can make Puckett. No, I was going to say we can make Puckett a first baseman. But then what do we do with VRs? I think this is a problem we figure out after the fact. This, to me, feels like a good move. Can we get Andy Cox as well? We can. All right. So we can get him as well. We'll give you Nate Blasick. That's fine. Is there anybody else we can potentially squeeze out of the Detroit Tigers here? Peter Hoiberg, we actually traded to them. I mean, I'm okay with this deal as is. So we would give up Jesus Scalise, Angelo Cantero, and Nate Blasick, and we would get back Peyton Puckett, Marcelo Meyer, and Andy Cox. So we redo our middle infield with a couple of cheap options because he's ARB eligible. That ARB number is a little higher than I would like, but he's not eligible, so he's still on the minimum. It means we would have to turn around and trade Noelvi Marte. I mean, we could potentially use Puckett as a kind of catch-all, back him up at first, back him up at third, put him in left. Because if we can figure out a way to do this without trading Marte, that would be great. But then we also have Jose Lopez, who's elite defensively, but maybe we can turn him into a backup middle infielder. That seems like a better bet for him, given how bad his offense is. So I think I'm going to pull the trigger here. So we give up Angelo Cantero, who's a number 34 prospect in baseball, but I don't know that he's ever truly going to develop into an ace. We give up Jesus Scalise. We will have to call up a catcher. Scalise just isn't hitting. Had that really solid year in 2025, but isn't hitting this year. We'll give the catching position to Carter Jensen. We bring in Peyton Puckett, Marcelo Meyer, and Andy Cox. All right. So the first thing we need to do is call up a catcher. I think that's going to be Joseph King. And, all right, so what are we doing now with our lineup? So Council can go to AAA, and Maldonado can go to AAA. We come here to designated, and we call up Puckett and Meyer. And let's redo our lineups here. Let's redo our lineup a little bit. I'll clear all the lineups, batting ratings, and how do we want to do this? So, Cisneros will lead off. Jody Large will bat second. Puckett has got to bat third and play second base. Yeah. He's going to... VRs will bat fourth and play first. Arenado will bat fifth and play third. And then we have right field, which is Germani. Shortstop, which is Marcelo Meyer. And Carter Jensen will be our new starting catcher. So I like our lineup. I think that's a pretty solid lineup. We will switch Marte in every couple of games, and we'll do every third game and every fourth game here. So Marte will get his starts. And then Puckett, we're going to back up at first. So So that's pretty good. So let's copy this. Let's paste it in here. And we are, I think, going to sit Meyer. No, he's actually good against lefties, too. So we're going to go with the same lineup. No, we got too many lefties in the lineup. So against righties, I got a weird text message. I think... I don't know. Yeah, I got to get Germani out of there. He can't hit against righty. So I think what we do is this: we'll put Puckett in right. Yeah, no, we won't. That range is really bad. We'll leave him at second, and we'll make Marte our starting right fielder. No. We'll make Sal Stewart the starting right fielder against lefties. And yeah. So Cisneros, Large, Puckett, Villar, Arenado, Stewart, Meyer, and Jensen. That's fine. Every second and every fifth game there. I don't want Compton playing every third game. Well, against lefties, I guess it's probably okay. And then Marte can play every second game against lefties. I'm okay with that. Let's copy that. Come over here, paste it in here. And who do we want as the DH against? It's clearly Puckett. And Marte will become our second baseman. So I'm hopeful that we will get we get the NL goes to the designated hitter. That would be absolutely phenomenal. That would be a great rule change for us. Paste that lineup in there as well. And against lefties, same thing. We'll have Marte in at second base, and Puckett will be the DH. We'll move Marte up. We'll do that. Cool. All right, so that's a good trade. I think that's a really good trade for us. That didn't do anything for our fan interest, but I think it will. Oh, it was a notification from my dentist. I got a text message from the Tooth Fairy. All right, so let's keep going. I think that's the only deal we're gonna make in this episode. That's a pretty solid deal. I'm pretty happy with that. So game 1 against Cincinnati is a 6-3 win. So Large has a couple of hits. Cisneros 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Puckett has a hit in his first game for us. Marcelo Meyer with a hit in his first game. Jackson gets the win. Oh, and I needed to that pitcher Andy Cox, put him in AAA. Disable, and then let's have the AI set up. All right, cool. A lot of 2.5 star talent up and down our minor league system. All right, so game 2 at Cincinnati. 5-3 loss, and the third game of the series. It's a 6-3 loss. So where are we on the month? 11-9 on the month. We have 3 games now against the Dodgers. We could easily come out of this 11-12. Oh, but we win 11-7. Look at the offense. Large 2 hits, 4 runs scored. Villar's has 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Germani drives in a couple. Myers is hitting .353 in his first week with us. Shoemaker gets the win. Okay. All right, game 2 against LA. 7-3 loss in the final game of the series against the Dodgers is another loss. All right, so now we got 3 at Philadelphia. Over 500 is what I'm looking for. We're 12-12 now. Can we finish the month? We got 5 games. We need to go 3-2 in these final 5 to finish with a 500 record. There we go. That's what I like to see. A 3-2 win. 2 hits for Meadows, 2 for Large, 2 for Villar's, 2 for Marte, 2 for Meyer. Aguirre gets the win. All right, game 3 at Philadelphia. It's 4-3. So we got to take 2 out of 3 at home against the Cubs to end this month with a winning record. Can we do it? We win the first one, 12-6. Cisneros with 5 runs knocked in out of the leadoff spot. Puckett has his second home run for us. Germani hits his 11th, so he's starting to come along a little bit. Arenado hits his 20th. Heinrich gets the win. He's 2-1. So we got to win 1 out of these next 2 to finish the month with a winning record. Can we do it? So we lose there 2-1. So we are, like 14-14 or something this month? 14-14 this month. So let's see what happens with the final. Can we finish with a winning record? Please. It's small victories. We lose 9-3. Son of a nutcracker. All right, so Reinhard Hauser got better. King, oh, he's hitting the ball well. 7 for his first 16. Large got better. Germani got better. Meyer got a little worse. His offensive rating got a little worse. Cox got a lot better. Ferruza, how's he doing in AAA? $1.94. That ain't going to get it done. Peppel, 2 starts in A-ball. He's been fine. All right. Okay, so we finished the month 14 and 15. We've gotten better. Month over month over month. Every month has been better than the last. So 392, 413, 440, 482. So that tells me that the month of August is going to be our first winning month of the year. We have, Buggins is the number 25 prospect in baseball. Okay. So, yeah, pitching, we're still fine. Our starters have the 4th best ERA in the National League. Relievers are 9th, which isn't great. Defensively, we're pretty solid. We just still can't hit the ball, but we have some talent now. Just so many injuries, man. If we had been able to make it through this season with Brown, Anglesly, Aguirre, Jackson, and Little in our rotation, we'd be in pretty good shape. So Jackson 5 and 10, 3.41. He's on pace for 4.5 WAR though. All right, let's take a quick look at the team stats before we call it here. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here. So Jackson 5 and 10, but 2.9 WAR, 3.5 FIP, 126 ERA plus. 165 Ks and 129 innings. Little having another good year, although the record isn't showing it. He's been a great pitcher for us so far. Aguirre's having a really solid rookie campaign. Hauser's done a nice job as a swing role. Cotton game, another good year. Shoemaker's bounced back a little bit. He's at a 4.6 ERA, and that's about what he's pitched at. But, I'll take it. And Heinrich, his FIP is a lot higher than his ERA, but so far so good. 6 starts, 2-1. Choi hasn't been good. Strader hasn't been good, but he'll be our closer next year. A lot of our pitching upgrades, our bullpen upgrades, are going to have to come from within. They're just going to have to, because we're not going to be able to go out and spend money. Really, our upgrades from everywhere are going to have to come from within. So hopefully that's just an added development to our team. So Arenado having another good year for us. This was a contract that is working out for us. Even with his age, he's doing exactly what we need him to do. Meadows has had a really, really nice year for us. On pace for over 3 WAR. VR's having a pretty solid rookie campaign. Marte's bounced back. His average is up to 280. Meyer's only hitting 250 for us. Jensen has that average up to 230. OPS plus is coming close to 100. Germani's got that OPS plus over 100. 788 OPS. We're always, our ballpark will suppress our offense to some extent, and that's just part of our ballpark. But Germani's coming along. Large starting to come along a bit. How'd he do in July? Yeah, 261, 312, 443, 756 OPS. That's fine. Cisneros is struggling with the bat, but again, he's only 22. He was a Rule 5 guy, so I can't worry too much about it. Not a high on-base percentage at all. Peyton Puckett's 4 for his first 35 with us, a couple of home runs, but he'll be fine, I think. Let's get a scouting report to max that out. And let's look at our pipeline real quick. So Ferruza, we've talked about. Buggins, Cisneros, Josh Farmer. How's he doing? Maybe time to call him up. Yeah, he's hitting well. Let's call him up to Double-A. Well, he's 24, so he's going to have to be in Triple-A next year. Morrissey, pitching really well in High-A. Let's call him up to Double-A. Luis Gonzalez in the International Complex. CJ Boyd is hurt. Macalino, we traded for him last year. Where is he right now? He is in High A ball. He's hitting pretty well, so let's move him to Double-A. Anglesy, Germani, Aguirre, Naughton was one of the Australian guys we picked up. George Wolkow, we traded for him last year. How's he doing in A ball? Really, really well. Let's call him up to Double-A. Cool. So, Yeah, so I think we're not going to win this year. I'm going to come in well short of my prediction of 84 wins or whatever it was. And I think you guys may actually get a couple of Blazers episodes this week. I'm still waiting on some keys to some games so I can fire up some new series. So for now, it looks like it's going to be Madden and the Blazers until further notice. So I'll probably do a Blazers video tomorrow. A Blazers video. I don't know. I've got a couple videos lined up and ready to go, so it's just a matter of when I get them posted. So for the next week or so, it'll probably just be Madden and the Blazers kind of rotating back and forth. So that's where we are. So when we come back, it'll be the end of the year. And assuming we don't make some sort of miraculous push here in August, it'll be the end of the year, and we'll do the off season in the next episode. So guys, I appreciate you watching. As always, I appreciate your support. We'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.